What's up, brothers? Matt Deeks here with another video. Appreciate you guys for dropping by. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the best classes, perks, and weapons to go into week 23 hard stratagem with, all right? If you want to beat it with ease, this is the guide, this is the breakdown video for you, all right? Honestly, guys, this week wasn't too difficult. It did take me a few tries, as it usually does, but I was able to beat it, as I usually do before I make these videos. So it is possible. It's not that crazy, guys. It's not like last week. Last week was insane. I was able to beat last week, but unfortunately, honestly, it took me way too many tries to even count, guys. So if you didn't beat last week, don't feel bad. This week's a little bit easier, so if you need those points, you should be able to get it this week. And again, there are certain perks and classes that I will recommend that will make your life way easier going through week 23 hard stratagem. All right, guys, sit back, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's begin. Okay, guys, so for this week's stratagem, we're going to be on exfiltration, okay? So let's go over the battlefield conditions just quickly here, then we're going to go over everything from classes, perks, weapons, map tips, because there's going to be a few tips, guys, that you can really benefit from, but we'll go into that in a second. So let's start off with the surplus. Okay, so you can carry twice as much equipment, and equipment spawns are doubled. So that means that all your equipment is double. So if you have crack grenades, you're going to have 4 instead of 2. If you have melta bombs, you're going to have 2 instead of 1. Frag grenades, 6 instead of 3, so on and so forth. Okay, guys, so this is where I'm going to recommend try your best to find either cracks or melta bombs. They are the two strongest, in my opinion, the strongest equipments in the game, all right? Especially melta bombs, all right? Can't go wrong with them. There's a certain area of the map that I'm gonna kind of highlight in a second where you're gonna have to throw the melta bombs in these trigon little circular dugouts. Once you throw them in there, they disappear, but this is your area where you can collect melta bombs. The whole squad can collect melta bombs, all right? And it's really at the beginning to the halfway mark of the mission or the operation or the stratagem. So you will be able to utilize the melta bombs for the remainder. If you encounter a terminus, boom, you're golden. And for the trigon, which is the boss at the end of exfiltration, you will have plentiful melta bombs, all right, amongst you and your teammates. So again, let me just show you where that area is, and you can see for yourself where everyone on the team can now stack 2 melta bombs. So as you can see here, guys, right in this area here, as I was explaining, there are pretty much 3, could be 4 on the other side, but 3 melta bombs right off the rip, okay? So 1 right at the beginning, 1 midway, and then 1 you'll see down below to the left right there. So this allows, all 3 teammates to have the melta bomb in their inventory, and because of the battlefield condition that allows double, you'll have 2 melta bombs per person, so basically 6 amongst the entire squad. Okay, so try your best. If everyone likes the melta bomb, which I honestly think is one of the best equipments in the game, this is your time to grab them. All right. Okay, for the second battlefield condition, we have no apothecaries, so no Medicae stims are available. So this is where certain classes and perks will shine, but we're going to get into that in a second. But another thing you have to remember and consider, guys, is because there's no Medicae stims available, if you go down and one of your brothers gets you up and you have a mortal wound, unfortunately, you cannot clear it. There's no way for you to clear it. The only way for you to clear it is unfortunately going down completely and waiting the whatever, how many seconds it takes, 230 seconds, 220, whatever, how long it takes. That's the only way. Unfortunately, there's no way for unmatched zeal. If you're running with a vanguard that has unmatched zeal on as their team perk, not even that clears it. Or even if you're running with a bulwark that has invigorating icon and you get full health, unfortunately that will not clear the mortal wound. So for this mission, guys, just keep that in mind. You won't be able to clear mortal wounds. And then lastly, we have Killer Instinct. So ability charge is restored only by kills. But honestly, guys, this truly is a benefit in my opinion. So you know, if you're really aggressive and you're going for those kills, which you should be, you will have honestly, in my run that I was able to win with, I noticed that I had way more grapnel launcher, uses than I would if Killer Instinct wasn't on. I'm very aggressive in my playstyle. I like to get up and close, and I like to go for. I always, in my head, I try to get, you know, most kills in that page on the victory page that shows you, you know, kind of your comparison with the other teammates. I always like to get most kills. That's just one thing I like to try to get. Just a little goal that I have, right? So Killer Instinct was really beneficial for me. However, if you're kind of sitting back, if you're a sniper and you know, you're really just hitting those primary heavy targets like Extremis or Terminus or even Majoris, right? There's going to be a lot less of them than if you were to go for, you know, Minoris, Majoris, Extremis all together, right? So just keep that in mind. Certain classes will benefit and certain classes will not benefit from Killer Instinct. But guys, let's get into the best class, perks, and weapons. Now, if you've been watching my channel for quite some time, you'll know that I love the Vanguard, okay? I think it's one of the best classes in the game, and it's my favorite class. But for this run specifically, I really do think the Vanguard is your best bet. Vanguard along with Bulwark. And honestly, it's silly because I almost find that every time I make these videos, unless specifically there's like a nerf to melee weapon, I won't choose Bulwark, or there's a range damage buff, you know, maybe I'll choose Sniper and Heavy over the Vanguard, but it almost feels like I'm choosing Vanguard and Bulwark just because they're such fantastic classes. And really, with the no Medicae stims, the Vanguard is gonna shine, okay, if you have specific perks on. So let's get into that right now. So let's hop over to the Vanguard perk tree, and there's two specific perks, actually sorry, 3 specific perks I recommend. So let's start off with Adrenaline Rush. Now this is a signature perk, so it's only going to affect you, but that's fine because we have Unmatched Seal that's going to affect everybody. But Adrenaline Rush, so if you don't know what Adrenaline Rush is, melee kills of Majoris level or higher enemies restore health by 5%. Now I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, you're going to be encountering a lot of Majoris and quite a few Extremists. So with the Majoris, you can spam 5% over and over again. Obviously, you got to be careful. They do hit way harder in this week's stratagem. So again, if you are playing on hard, just keep that in mind. But Majoris level kills or higher will restore 5%. So you can spam 5% over and over again, stack those up quite effectively, and you can basically have a med kit with, I don't know, 5 to 6, 7 kills of Majoris, and boom, you basically got a med kit there, give or take, right? So Adrenaline Rush, guys, very, very key. Again, this only affects you, but trust me, it'll keep you in the game. And then we have Unmatched Seal, one of my favorite perks in the game. So melee finishers of Extremis or Terminus level enemies additionally restore health by 30% for any squad member. So this is not just going to help you, this is going to help the entire team keep their health intact, and use this as almost like a free, not a free, you still have to kill an Extremis or Terminus, but a med kit, because we're not going to be encountering any med kits in the game. Okay, so Unmatched Seal, if you're running Vanguard, or if a teammate is running Vanguard and they don't have Unmatched Seal on, just say, hey brother, mind popping Unmatched Seal. Maybe they just never thought it through, but Unmatched Seal, in my opinion, guys, is a must for this week's stratagem. And then the next perk is actually a prestige perk, but it's Launch Restoration. So, you know, this is pretty straightforward. Using the grapple launcher restores 1 armor segment. This has helped me more times than I can count. And honestly, it seems like an underrated perk, but it's really not. This will help keep your health intact by keeping your armor high and coming back every, you know, grapple launcher hits. And honestly, guys, because of this this stratagem and the battlefield condition where you have to kill enemies in order to get your ability back, you can really spam the two together, and you can hit launch restoration. At least I found this in my run. You can hit it way more often than you would if you just waited for the ability to recharge. So guys, honestly, Launch Restoration is a must for Vanguard. But let's get into the other classes and the other perks I also recommend that could also work in this game. So as mentioned, bulwark would work. I'm not going to go into everything in particular, guys, but we know the perks that are going to help you. We have Invigorating Icon is really just going to help you and the entire team. So when the banner is activated, all squad members regain contested health, but recharge is 50% slower. That's fine. Don't worry about the 50%. You don't even feel it. If you're a Vanguard and you've been running Invigorating Icon, you won't even know what 50% faster feels like, because all you've been used to is this current ability recharge speed. And honestly, it doesn't even matter, because the abilities don't recharge. They only recharge via kills. So this doesn't even matter. So honestly, what's applicable is only the first part of the sentence. When the banner is activated, all squad members regain maximum contested health. So you're good to go, all right? In addition, I also recommend Focus Restoration. Every 30 seconds, all squad members automatically restore 1 armor segment. This is, pretty straightforward. It's just going to help you keep your armor high, thus keeping your health high. And just for you, for the bulwark, I also recommend this one as well, Armor Reinforcement. So non-finisher gun strike, restore 1 armor segment. So this, along with Focus Restoration, they're going to keep your armor high, present, and ultimately that's going to keep your health intact. So in my opinion, with the certain battlefield conditions we're seeing on this week's stratagem, I do recommend either Vanguard or Bulwark, simply for their health restoration. Now, could the other classes work? Absolutely, absolutely. If you're running Assault and Tactical, like I say, I love these. I love all the classes, but if you're running these 2 classes in particular, Tactical or Assault, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of perks that heal. So actually, you don't have any, really. So you want to make sure you're running with a Vanguard or a Bulwark on your squad, just so that if you do need health, that Vanguard Unmatched Seal will pretty much get you to 30% pop, and then the Bulwark Invigorating Icon will get you to full health if you can pop an Execution off at the same time. Now, please keep in mind that there are no Medicae stims, so if you go down and a brother gets you up, like I said earlier, there's no way to clear the mortal wound. So just keep that in mind, but that affects all classes. For Assault, if you are running Assault, the only perk I do recommend would be this one right here, Armor Reinforcement, so non-finisher gun strikes, restore 1 armor segment. Again, pop that on along with Fortitude, a health increase of 50%. You want as much healing as you can get, or health as you can get, because you're not going to get any from the class itself, okay? And as for Sniper and Heavy, honestly, for Sniper, guys, you got to be running Purification, so manually activating Camo Cloak removes negative status effect and restores all contested health. This one's key, guys, just in case you lose a little bit of health, you get hit hard by an unblockable, boom, you just pop the Camo Cloak, you have your health right back. Again, it's not going to heal you if you didn't time it right? It's not going to heal you like an Unmatched Seal or an Invigorating Icon, but it's just going to keep your health high, or it's just going to prevent you losing your health. Again, you have to time it right? Another good perk you can use is Emergency Override. So when you receive lethal damage, instead of going down, basically your Camo Cloak automatically pops and you get like a second chance at life. The cooldown is 180 seconds, so it is long, but it kind of gives you like a free extra life. So again, you're going to want to use these type of perks that keep you in the game longer, because going down, it just sucks. And obviously there's no stim packs, so you can't really clear a mortal wound. So you need as much healability as possible. But that's it, guys. Honestly, in terms of the map, as I showed you earlier with that quick kind of snippet of video, there's a certain area where a Melt-A-Bomb will be present for everyone to grab, basically. All 3 of your teammates will be able to grab 1, which will give you 2, because there is the double equipment battlefield condition. So I would recommend all your teammates, get the Melt-A-Bomb. It's the most powerful equipment in the game, honestly, guys, in my opinion, but I don't even know if it's my opinion. I think it's fact. But anyways, if you prefer other equipment, obviously go for that, right? Don't listen to this. But again, go grab those Melt-A-Bombs. It's going to help you when you're facing the Trigon, all right? Or if you encounter a Terminus. That's, 2 Melt-A-Bombs per person. That's 6 Melt-A-Bombs if all teammates have them. You place all 6 Melt-A-Bombs at a Carnifex's toes, that Carnifex is pretty much dead, all right? So I recommend that. And again, there's certain areas of the map, guys, that you can just bypass, get to the elevator, get to the door. The doors will close. You can just avoid a ton of headache. So keep that in mind, guys. If there's no terminus, there are certain areas, you just get to the elevator and you'll be good to go. The doors will close, you'll be good to go. All right, so try to fast track certain areas. Again, if your main goal is to just win, just get these damn points and get it done with, again, utilize those fast track areas to your advantage. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it up to this point, let me know in the comments below how many times it took you, if you've beaten it. If you haven't, let me know. No shame. It took me quite a few tries to beat it. So again, keep at it. And if you see me streaming, I stream twice a week. At least I try to stream twice a week. If you see me streaming, come in. Let me know. All my streams are playing with viewers. All I ask in return is just subscribe to the channel. But honestly, guys, I don't even check. So it's just out of, your own word. But all I ask is to subscribe to the channel, guys, and hop in, ask me for the code, and I will pop on the invite code, hop in, and I can try to help you get the stratagem done. All right, guys. With that being said, I'm going to leave you here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.